Hello people, it's Chris here. Okay, so I have been thinking a very long time now that I wanted to do a video. I've just not had the time to do so. Um, I want to do a video about where I elaborate on how Anakin Skywalker or Pre-Suit Vader, this guy, how can he possibly lose to a much more inferior Jedi Master in Obi-Wan Kenobi? See, there were many reasons for that, and I have been doing a lot of research. I've been looking through the duels over and over. Um, well, the one sole reason, in the end, the one sole reason why Anakin lost to Obi-Wan was because Obi-Wan followed the Jedi Code. He followed its teachings, and he did not let his emotions get in the way. Anakin, as we saw, was full of emotions. He had just pretty much choked his wife almost to death, and he felt betrayed by Obi-Wan, obviously, as he said that Obi-Wan had turned Padme against him. Obi-Wan all the time tried to get Anakin back, but he couldn't. If you look at the duel again, you can see that Obi-Wan is pretty much always on the defensive. How often does he go on the offense? Now, Obi-Wan was, according to Star Wars law, or according to Star Wars lore, sorry, he was the master of the third lightsaber form named Surisu. It is the all-defensive form, and I might add, it's in one of the Star Wars books, sadly from Legends canon as far as I'm aware, that Obi-Wan himself is proclaimed by Mace Windu as being the master of Surisu. Not just a master, but the master. Okay. Surisu, the all-defensive form, Obi-Wan was so skilled at it that when he used it against Grievous, he could actually mount an offense based on a defense. Even though he didn't even go on the offense there, he pretty much blocked General Grievous' sabers and then moved the blade further down and cut his hands off. The funny thing is, Anakin's lightsaber form, the Jimso, Form 5, Jimso, which has a sister variant called the Shien. That thing was actually based on Surisu. Following up defensive parries with immediate counteroffensives. The way that you can often see that, the way that we've actually seen that in the cinematics before, has been in Star Wars The Old Republic at the Battle of Alderaan, where Satele Shan jumps in and attacks Malgus head on. He's on the defensive, and all of a sudden he turns it all into a powerful offense. That is a typical Jimso. Jimso, in general, just... basically, it is strength through superior firepower. That's it. It is a strength-based form with limited mobility, but it's really, really well suited for pretty much most duels. Although it's not so good against many duelists. But against one person, it can be truly devastating. Also, another reason why Obi-Wan could hold Anakin back was because they had fought so much alongside each other in the Clone Wars, and they had had sparring matches in the Temple as well. So Obi-Wan knew what he had to do, and he knew that he had to stay on the defensive because he knew that in offense he could not possibly stack up against the famous Jedi and now turned Sith Lord Anakin Skywalker, Pre-Suit Darth Vader. Anakin was a full wreck of emotions. He didn't know what he was doing. He just thought of, I want to kill you. That's all that he had in his head, basically. You took my wife away from me, now I'm gonna kill you. That is basically what ran through his mind all the time. If you look at that duel compared to his duel against Count Dooku after Obi-Wan has been knocked out. If you look at that duel, then you can actually see that he is a completely different person. His fight against Obi-Wan is a lot more ferocious than it was against Count Dooku. What can I say? Also, what got the better of Anakin was his arrogance. We all know that Anakin was an arrogant fool. The thing is, though, where have we seen an arrogant person lose to Obi-Wan before? I'm gonna give you a little time to think about that. Okay, I think you've had enough time. Another Star Wars movie, The Phantom Menace. Darth Maul. Think about this. Obi-Wan's master. One of the best swordsmen in the Order. A prodigious talent, a ridiculously talented fighter. And Darth Maul took him down. Then, of course, that leads to arrogance. I mean, at the time, Obi-Wan was just a pathetic Padawan. So, of course, that led to more arrogance. And when Obi-Wan was left there hanging, where Darth Maul just swung his saber down and bragging, that was when Obi-Wan was finally actually thinking about the teachings of the Jedi Code. Again, the teachings of the Jedi Code defeated Darth Maul, and it defeated Darth Vader. Pre-suit Darth Vader. Maul was too arrogant. He was blind. He was too sure of himself. And he was cut in half. Anakin was fueled by emotions. He was angry. He was full of hatred. He was furious. You've all seen it. The thing is, as Obi-Wan was more calm, he knew more what to do. But also, Obi-Wan led the battle to a location of his choosing. You can see that he's walking away from Anakin all the time. He is leading the battle away. Like in that small corridor, just before they get into that one room where they deactivate the shields. Where they deactivate the shields on Mustafar, whereas the lava jumps up later on and melts the metal. Okay, that's not it. That's not the problem is... Now, I know you're going to think about this. Darth Maul had the high ground over Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan did the exact same thing as Anakin did 13 years later. He jumped pretty much right up in the face of his opponent. Maul wasn't ready for it, but Obi-Wan had done it before. He knew what he could expect. So once again, when he jumped off this platform here and yelled that it's over, Anakin, I have the high ground, what did he do? He led Anakin to follow him again. Although he really didn't want to hurt his old friend. Anakin jumped, Obi-Wan was ready for it, and he cut him down. Or severely injured him, at least. So, I've actually been thinking a lot about this. And there are things that you can learn from this even in real life. You can learn that even when you're in a stressed situation, trying to be calm and trying to think things through clearly is going to help you. The first part of the Jedi Code stating there is no emotion, there is peace, actually makes really, really great sense. Obi-Wan fought with the Jedi Code. Anakin fought with the dark side, fought with anger, with hatred, with arrogance. And think about this. Anakin had that great force potential. Yet, his force push was matched by Obi-Wan. Again, Obi-Wan being a completely inferior Jedi compared to Anakin. Or at least that's what was rumored throughout the Clone Wars. The thing was, though, that the Arrogance, Anakin progressed incredibly quickly. And so he felt that he didn't need to train. Obi-Wan constantly trained and honed his skills to the fact that where he could actually compete with a very powerful Anakin Skywalker who had even been imbued with the dark side, who I would say was actually a bit more powerful at that time. Because anger, rage, and in general emotions in a battle or in a bad situation, they are dangerous. They can be really dangerous, and they are dangerous. So. And I'm sure you can imagine the fight. I'm sure you can see the fight. You all know what happens. Anakin jumps over. They're fighting right here on this little platform. Obi-Wan jumps off. Anakin follows and is cut down. Fact of the matter is, I really hope that you liked this video. I know I talk a lot. I'm sorry about that. I wanted to elaborate on everything that I have, on everything that I've researched, on everything that I've observed, with everything that I've seen, and with everything that I've been able to put together in my mind. So, well, in any way, guys, these two guys want to say goodbye for now, and so do I. Take care. May the Force be with you. Have a great day, great night, whatever time zone you're in, whatever the time is where you're watching this video. And, may the Force be with you.